Hello, everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. Oh, I just took a base by proxy, and we got a lot of issues, especially in the Bay of Bengal, but we're working on it. All right, we should get out of this, but let's see. All right, yeah, all right. We fired 4 torpedoes at that thing. Okay, so we fired 2 torpedoes at the I-9 and whiff. That's a shame because that's the sub that took out my carriers. It would have been nice to sink. Okay, so we came back in for another small caliber bombardment, which hopefully does just enough fatigue and disruption that we can do a shock attack and take it this time. All right, it looks like we're in the range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're in the range of additional cap from Prome, so we should be okay now. If he bombs us either from this carrier, in fact, it looks like he's back in the area. If he bombs us, we'll be able to shred his bombers, hopefully. We do get a couple hits on the I-29. And we are trying to find his ships with our subs there. All right, this is just continued invasion unloading. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk through this while some of this side stuff is going. I think what I'm gonna do is gather the American carriers and go west. Once, kind of go back, repair, resupply, and just literally go west, the other side of Australia, and drive up to the Bay of Bengal and hit whatever he has there, wreck it once and for all, and then um, hopefully anyway, and then move, and then it may take a couple of months just because of sa- um, sailing time, if that's the right word. All right, the I-174 with all these destroyers in a shallow hex, we couldn't find it. That's kind of funny, actually. And when I say that, I mean like Makin and Tulagi, Guadalcanal. I I need to be content with Milne Bay and Buna. I need to be content with those positions. Just build them up and have local fighters, land-based fighters protecting them. And then from there, and that way I don't need carriers in the area. Check this out. He's not covering it, but he's bombing Rangoon. Looks like he's coming in for bombardment or something. He's parked here anyway. This should do pretty decent work between all the bombers coming in. It's clear, decent weather. I mean, it's overcast, but in the scheme of things, it's fairly decent. Okay, so he has a 2nd Division and 4th Tank Regiment. We just disabled 15 of his tanks, one destroyed. I'm assuming tanks. I guess it could technically be some trucks in there. I mean, I guess I don't have to hit Tessafaronga. We could maybe knock out the port. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. We'll get enough in there ground troops that we can take it out. Yeah, some more vehicles taken out there. All right, these hits, what, 5 of them, all due to 6, all due to near miss, near misses. So it's not going to do much. Okay, so he attacked here a day or two ago and had low enough odds that, you know, he took some casualties. I guess he's going to soften us up a bit more first. All right. Oh, that's not good. We're showing some weakness there, and I don't like it. Ah, he's bombarding us. We have more assault value than him, um, but he has a division and two regiments. We may not have enough here, but I plan to do an attack anyway, and then we'll just do a mass bombing again, and hopefully he'll be so fatigued and disrupted we'll be able to get into his push him out. And then next up, Pegu. Maybe we'll have to make sure that's a safe bet. Okay. Um, Still bombarding only, but we're also bombing. Like I said, I do plan to do an attack once the Australian cruiser group hits this, shells it. The same turn we'll do an assault, just a deliberate attack. All right, this is another shock attack. It may be both of these are doing the shock attack. So we capture, and he's still in the hex. I think. No, we destroyed both units. I didn't see them surrender, so maybe they just got wiped out. So that'll be okay. So at this stage, I'm going to consolidate up to Makin, which I'm surprised he's not bombing us with some torpedo bombers. Although maybe he transferred them to Burma area. We're going to reinforce these bases, like I was saying, and stop here for now. It's still 42. We've got plenty of time. I want to do a nice, a huge carrier raid out here. And I don't even care if he spots me, because by the time we get in spotting range of it, I plan to go well wide of Sumatra, say. But once we get up into here, he'll probably spot us. But by then it'll be too late, and then we'll just destroy whatever he's got parked up here. All right, we're bombarding there. No effect. Okay. Good, good. Wait a minute. Well, if we bombarded at Tungu, I wasn't paying attention. Anyway. Yeah, I'm going to jump right into Christmas, December 25. Not really enough to talk about here. So I hope we're not missing anything. Merry Christmas, everyone. December 25th, 1942. My opponent, just like last year, did not agree to a truce, so we'll see how today goes. So he is firing back. We saw some shells hit the water. Okay. Of course. That's frustrating. Now, he did fire 4 to do it, and we actually didn't sink, which I'm surprised. All right, I'm sending this little light Dutch task force because this guy's going to clear our mines, and I don't like it. Yeah, I guess we can watch it for a little bit, but I kind of want to just... Oh, wow. There's a little collision there. Of course, it's night action. Maybe we don't know what we're doing. Acting a little bit like rookies out here. Well, he's trying to disengage. Alright, I don't think this ship is going to last with the big guns hitting. I know they're not ginormous, but what is it, like 5-inch? Let's see. No, 6-inch guns. Yeah. Okay, we sank it.
Hello, you fighting orphans of the Pacific. This is your favorite enemy, Orphan Anne, at Radio Tokyo, with music to lift your spirits and words to depress your morale. But first, Imperial General Headquarters announced today that the Imperial Navy has achieved another great victory near Rangoon, with the sinking of 2 carriers, a battleship, and numerous cruisers and destroyers.
Yeah, that's exactly how it looked to me. Alright, he's bombing Xi'an at night. Um, Not a bad idea. How how are we not finding this guy? It's shallow, and we've got all sorts of ASW equipment on these ships. What the? I don't even know what's going on. It's just frustrating. I don't know how these things are calculated, but twice we have specific ASW guys chasing a sub, and they just sit there and watch him take out an APD, which is also hard to hit. I just don't understand how he's so lucky with my ASW assets. Not only getting away, but hitting it and just nailing it. I don't know. And of course, we've got our issues with duds. I don't even know if that's ever going to go away. The dud thing, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're going to have the whole war with them. Because for some reason, I picture it's going to be 45 and we're still firing duds. Some of these are carrying torpedoes and some are carrying bombs. Now, we did specifically come into Rangoon to refuel after destroying that minesweeper. And I guess we haven't, well, obviously we haven't left yet. Maybe because it takes too long to refuel. Used up the rest of our ops points refueling. These Dutch ships just don't have any range on them. Which I would imagine they'd want some range. I mean, they've got to get to the East Indies from Netherlands and vice versa. Actually, we're able to beat up a little bit of two units. By the way, I'm noticing something just now. We're bombing, which means the sweeps have gone off already. I hope we're not in trouble in Burma. Sorry, I'm just skipping through all this because it is ground attacks and stuff, hopefully softening up some targets, but it's just mainly same old, same old. So we should have more aircraft than him, but he's flying higher, sweeping. Um, I hope nobody's offended by me skipping through this because this is 39 to what did it say, 60, and it looks like we're gonna potentially lose a lot of these. Now I'm hoping, although he has a sub here, it's possible if it doesn't sink, that'll help rescue some of these pilots. We'll see. All right, it looks like he's got a better start. I'm gonna skip this and we'll hopefully knock out some of these zeros. 17 zeros he literally got through all of my Wildcats. Okay. Now, he did lose potentially more fighters and hopefully more pilots. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna skip through this as well. I think these poor guys are gonna get wiped out. All right. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, guys. We do take out some Tojos, but not enough to make it worth capping that, I don't think. Okay, these ones appear to be carrying torpedoes also. Okay, so he did cap it this time. I was supposed to sweep, but they didn't go. Let's see, 12 Liberator 2s. Let's see how many get through this. All 12. Now it is thunderstorms, so maybe that's why we're not sweeping. We traded 1 for 1, and we're able to get some damage into his ground troops here. Okay, I'm just gonna. We got to get through a lot. I don't have a lot. I mean, unfortunately, right now is not a good time to go through all of that. I don't know how interesting it would have been anyway, because some of these are, um, because they're escorts. I assume that the air-to-air ability is a little lacking, and that's anticlimactic. But I am grateful that we're getting in here to bomb because um, I do need to. Hey, we shot it down. I do need to. I mean, we're about to pull off an attack here. This is very important. Well, that's a shame. I mean, he's been so accurate with his subs. I thought that was for sure gonna be a sink. I don't know. These British corvettes aren't what I thought they were. And here again, watch, it's bottoming out in shallows, and we will do nothing. I just don't understand. I feel like at this point my sub chasers are probably better just being torpedo cushions. All right, he's pushing us around up here. That's fine. Once I pull the trigger down here, he may pull that back and he may not. He may keep pushing. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do to stop that. The best I can do is hope that as we keep retreating and he keeps chasing us, that he's burning through supplies and whatnot. Um, that supplies that he can't afford. That's kind of what I'm rolling the dice on. I can't believe these troops are holding. Now they are 21 destroyed. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. I think we're close to attacking here, but we are about to bombard in about a day. So when we do, when we do attack, I think I need to take a look at this thing again. He's moving out, and I want to know how much he's moving out, and if we can do an attack. It's jungle here, so that's the downside. But all right, come on. We've got clear terrain, and we've bombed him a bunch. 2-1. Yes. Oh, this is great. Okay, we've cut the line. He can't get supplies up here. Look at that. He's retreating from Tungu. This is really good. Really, really good. I'm not 100% comfortable chasing him because he's got troops here. He's probably got forts. I feel like if I come in here, we're going to get bogged down and he'll march down and box us in. So I'm honestly thinking about heading back up here or coming over here, supporting an assault here, and then rescuing Rangoon. This is kind of my go-to, but I feel like coming up here too, we can. It's like we're pocketing some troops here, and I think there's something to be said for that as well. Now, if we, in order for it to work, we'd have to cut off all lines of retreat to Chiang Mai, and I don't see that happening, but we can certainly damage him a lot. The problem is this is really good terrain. Well, we'll talk about this later. Um, for now, let's just look at the results here. The bombing campaign helped a lot. Without the bombing, I don't think we would have made it. See this? Disruption. He is having supply issues. He was here getting supply up the road. So for him to, I mean, I wasn't, there was no supply cutoff. So for me to get him out of supply, something, he's having issues with supply up here. Um, Disruption of fatigue, but that's from bombing. Let's take a look. All right, that was pretty significant. 85 destroyed vehicles, 192, 158. Yeah, this was a really good attack. Um, we pulled it off successfully, caught him off guard, I think, with our feint over a month. I think just kind of wore him down, and he decided not to bother. Like it was, let's ignore it. And then we were able to sneak in and hit him pretty good. Again, now the question is, which do we go northeast or west? Oh wow, our losses are quite light, especially compared. So he lost about 5 times more than we did in actual troop losses. So yeah, um, let's go all the way down. You can see what units we had and what units he had. We're bringing a regiment with us because we're in a clear terrain, and I don't need him to be smashing us with his bombers. We are capping as well, but you never know. And then, yeah, 3 regiments and a division. Wow, he was able to sneak in this recon regiment, but we still knocked him out. Wow. I think that's why he's. I'll talk about it in a second. Victoria and Kumak port size 4. I think that's the highest that base can go, which means we can kind of get our engineers off of there. I think. All right, I was mistaken. I thought I missed because it was kind of fast and I was moving fast. I did notice the losses here that he actually lost more than we did, about five, what is it, 5 times more. But what I didn't notice, so I didn't really get a good look at what his assault value was. But now seeing it was 942, I'm thinking, okay, so pardon me. I'm thinking, so we really can't attack it yet. Now I don't know what's moving out. Is it the 33rd, the Imperial Guards Division, or the Mixed Brigade? I don't know, or a combination. Moving toward Rangoon's south. But I'm also looking at this and wondering if we should attack. We have more tanks than he does, 440, and I know all those aren't tanks, um, but that should help, right? We have an armored car regiment, Indian armored car, carabineers, motorized brigade. I think these have armor in them, and not to mention the British division itself. So I don't know. And also, these are leaving, so maybe if we do an attack, bomb it first. I don't know. I just don't know how successful we would be 803 to 942 if it would be dug in troops and we run into a buzzsaw and get destroyed. Just something, kind of a talking point, I guess, or a thinking, something to consider. Okay, looking at our operational report briefly and kind of skimming over it. Um, I am just very curious how many pilots of his zeros that we were able to knock out of the sky over Makin. All right. Um, Nothing's standing out to me, but that doesn't mean I'm not. Might be a few things I'm missing, but I'll certainly make sure I'm aware of it before I finalize the turn. That's for sure. I'm just kind of as I come closer to the bottom here, things kind of stand out. Like subs ready to go. I saw one up here also. Um, we destroyed this minesweeper. So that's any Japanese ship sank is a good one. Of course, we just lost this APD. Now he got torpedoed. The Gato got torpedoed, and I am not sure how I'm not sure how that's gonna look. But I'll take a look here. Actually, the very next thing I'll do. Um, and yeah, you can see here the reinforcements. Nothing's really big, huge, but we'll get some more field artillery. Actually, I have a plethora of a lot of stuff. Artillery is something I have a lot of. All right, let's go. All right, we can see here the Gato has 70 float damage, um, and 27 of it is major. So that may sink yet, but it's not giving me the option to scuttle, so I'm taking that as some hope. So we'll see. We'll be very ginger in our retreat to safe harbor. Okay. Um, we were attacked here by subs and by air, and we've got, I mean, really, we're only here to finish unloading. Plus, I think these are, yeah, this is anti-air because then if he wants to bomb us, well, he's gonna, you know, find it that a challenge as well. But it looks like they haven't unloaded any yet. Plus supply, we need to get some supply in here. But in the meantime, we're also expanding the port. And we have to finish fixing the port, which we are now, and then we can expand. So, and like I said, I'm going to put a pause on my offensive operations here. He won't know that, and he can prep, and that's fine. I mean, he's prepping now. He's been prepping. But in the meantime, we're going to be prepping. I know we won't be prepping the same way, but he's prepping to have some kind of fortifications and defense, and we're prepping for offensive capacity, including naval support, which I will be getting to. All right. We should have aviation support, which we do not. And our support is not here yet. Is this it? Yeah. Um, we will have this AV here. I may do auto disband because I can always pull these boats back out if I need them. Um, but having the Tangier in the port right away is, I think, going to help us get these PBYs back on track. So I'm not going to add a PBY. Well, I guess I can. Maybe now's as good a time as any. And but this just came into the C the hex. As soon as we have these base forces here, um, do we not have any yet? Yeah. As soon as we have these base forces landed, we can bring in some fighters and so forth. And once we do that, we're good. I think because I don't see any carriers, I think I'm good now to send these carriers back to Sydney. And we will basically do whatever repairs we need, just top off everybody, and then we're going to go to Perth, and then we're going to go north and try to, give a wide berth to Sumatra and get up there to the Bay of Bengal and try to wreak havoc to him there. He may already be deciding he's done with that. I don't know. He has dogged determination in a lot of these areas. So while he's not always active, like he's kind of pulling back in some of these areas, um, well, I'm talking about air support and whatnot. While that's true, it's just he's not sitting on his hands. Um, I mean, man, I don't know what it's going to take to get in here, but our battleships, sorry, our cruisers, they moved to 9 hexes away, and I think they're going to launch their bombardment this turn. So we're going to pull the trigger, um, and we're going to attack. I think we're good. And what I'm going to do is the B-24s that have been bombing the port are going to bomb the ground as well this turn. So we're gonna hit this while we can. Now the question is, it'll be just a tad too early to now, I'm going to still do the attack because I think what we're going to do is loosen up the area. I don't think we're going to kick him out of the hex. If we do, and he moves here or here, I mean, it is what it is, and it's unfortunate. But at the same time, of course, he'll probably his troops will probably start decaying because I think this is going to take at least 2 days to slide into Buna, and the Sparrow Battalion is quite a ways away. I think this is taking 3 miles per day. So we've got, what is that, 27, 9 days to get into here. I think by the time we get to Buna, that's a week. I think that's fine. I'll sit in Buna and just bombard, because he's got like at least 2 divisions here. One was kicked out of here and may not be fully rebuilt, but I'm not in a major hurry. I just think, because we're going to come in here and bombard, this may be a good time to launch an attack, soften up the forts and the defenders, and then he'll be cut off from Buna, and we can do an attack to make him surrender. And these guys, I guess, have unloaded and they're heading back. Anyway, so we're constantly bringing more stuff here, like this USAAF base force. So yeah, this can be combat. I like to keep these on, replacements on, because as they take damage, I like to fix them up. Um, we're gonna move this, and we're going to move it to Buna. And I'm going to go ahead and set that final destination, and we'll just head over there. Same with, actually, this. Well, these have engineers, pretty good chunk of engineers. I'm going to, I'll probably keep them here because I'm still trying to get that 8th airfield capacity. Can't wait till we get 9 because I think that basically makes unlimited base admin level, and that'll be great. And of course, we'll have double the aviation support. This will max out at 5 port capacity. Milne Bay is saying no. This will go up to 6 plus 8 air capacity. So these two will be extremely strong. as well as Buna. While the port capacity maxes out at 4, we don't need it as a port. Although we could park, some ammunition ships here or something, and then, but the air capacity can get up to 9. So we'll have two 9 size air bases sitting here with heavy bombers just being able to do whatever they want. All right, that's that. I'm gonna kind of move on, and I feel like I spend probably more than enough time in each area that we can kind of uh, move on from that, and probably whatever I forgot, I'll mention next time. Okay, these guys just came here, and the banker, I don't like that. It's got to be, it's. It's not gonna let me scuttle it. Uh, the thing is, look at all that major. I think what I'm gonna do is, and I'll do this real quick. I'll full refuel. It's fine. Escort. And what I'm gonna do is just take the banker, and if it survives, great. If not, it is what it is. And for now, we'll just go to Akyab. Well, I mean, it's gonna need a shipyard, so we'll just go to Calcutta. It'll get there. That's 20 hexes. This is gonna move 1 hex a day. That'll take 20 days. Speaking of which, this thing will take that long as well. So what I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna have to do because the illustrious just needs to be withdrawn. Um, we have uh, Colombo is the home port. We're 32 hexes from Colombo, roughly. What I th- what I think is because we can move 9 hexes per day, roughly. What I'm gonna do is let's see, what's that? 4 days. So we have 6 days we can escort this. That'll be here. One, two, three, four, five. Let's say that's here. And then we have to peel off somewhere in here. We have to peel off and hope that he doesn't bomb way up here. Um, so yeah, that's unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. In this case, all of his bombers came after our Dutch ships, which I think possibly saved this battleship. If we can slip here, get one more hex, and I'll keep some escort. The fatigue dropped because we were just like going with 100% escort, and these guys were just getting over fatigued. But I think we're going to be okay now. The fatigue dropped from 50 to 41, and we'll keep escorting this with air power, land-based air. We can do it for a couple more days until they pass this hex, and then there's no point anymore. And speaking of this air base, I really need this air capacity to go up. This is just this base is too weak for my taste. Okay, check that out. See that supplies 120. That means we're getting supplies into Rangoon a tiny, 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 tiny bit. But a tiny bit is better than zero, and that's hugely encouraging to me. I have this coming to Rangoon, but because of what I just saw, we are going to, and I can't change it to amphibious because it's full. We're just going to go to Akyab for now, because I don't want to I don't want to do anything crazy. Keep losing these cargo ships. I know I already lose way more than I should be. But hey, I think things are getting better. Our fatigue and disruption is basically zero. The morale here of the 100th RAF base force, look at that, 6. So, and 10 here for this base force. I think these guys are done. But hey, I think taking this has helped us a lot. Um, and you can see before when the Japanese had this, there was no red around it, but now we have it and there's green all the way around. And if you look, green, 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 I think it's and this is green all over. So we're able to get a train to get in stuff all the way to here. Um, so, um, yeah, the question now is do we go northeast and blast a hole here? And by the way, he turned off his retreat. Okay, that's interesting. So that tells me let's go ahead and knock this out maybe. But what I may do is redirect this 50th Tank Brigade, especially since it's not here yet. How about we redirect it southwest and smash this? Um, hmm. Because also he's moving out of here. So if we smash this with the tanks, and this is a pretty strong unit. See this? 156. It's got solid General Lee's. We all know how great they are. But seriously, in this against the Japanese, I think they're going to be good, solid unit things. Plus, do I dare? I think so because it takes so long to march from here to here. We can bring also the 26th Indian Brigade. So we can send both of these, leave this behind. It has so little AV, but if nothing else, it keeps them from paradropping and it makes him think twice. Seeing that we have troops here, he might think twice about it. Before I send this tank in, let me think about it because otherwise it resets all the speed. But I still probably will because that'll take 2 more days to get here and it'll be too late to help up here. But look at this. 7 units here, only one here. Now I'm going to have to recon this, but I think if that's still one thing, I think we're going to do that. So that's going to be two, I think 2 days to get here. I may let the tanks just go and they'll beat us there, but if he attacks us, by the next day we'll have infantry in as well. And I may split all of this up. In fact, we got some devices to recover anyway. Not so much in this division. 50, 52. So we're gaining a bit of experience as well here. Um, this not so much, but it's supposed to just shoot down airplanes, so I think we're okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna slide up here and see what happens. Um, Also, we do have troops coming very slowly. Oh man. I may stop this artillery. Wow, it's gonna slide in here in one turn. I'm gonna send them in here. Also, it opens up another supply path. We can either go down this way or this way. Because right now, if he came around, which I think he was trying to do, and snuck in here, we would have no supply routes. And the same goes for here, but it would take him a lot to get out here and get up. And by then we'd see it and could withdraw back to here. Although then, that exposes this side. But anyway, we're getting out of here. Look how fast we have already moved 30 miles in one day. Um, all right, I think I've probably talked about this to death. But I'm I'm very thrilled with our operation here. So guess what I didn't do, and we're already all the way through the end, and I almost wrapped it up. Um, I'm not going to talk about China. We're not ready to pull the trigger, and not really. Well, that's not true. There was that one attack in the north, but again, that's just he's just gonna keep pushing me, pushing me, pushing me. This is very similar, 32 to 30. So I'm not thrilled about the air losses there. Let's see why. Let's see if we can understand why. He lost a lot of zeros and tojos, which, by the way, something is overstated here. I'm not going to worry about it. But he just lost a lot of both. The tojos flying over his troops there in Burma, and the zeros trying to sweep us. And then, miscellaneous, like he lost a couple Bettys trying to bomb our Dutch ships. So, oh, I was looking only at his. I wanted to look at mine. Wow. Yeah, so our major losses were the F4 F4s, which are obviously no match for his zeros, depending on the pilots, of course, and our F4 F4s that are flying over Makin are not the best pilots. They've been training on those escort carriers, but they're not probably not fully trained just yet. And we lost a few Lancers and Vanguards over um, China, and he lost some Tojos possibly over there, but I doubt enough to make losing nine be an even trade. And then we lost some miscellaneous other aircraft, mostly these probably flying air to air. Oh, these were flying long range cap over this same hex down here. Um, and then we lost a C-33 transporting supplies to China. Well, now let's look at our pilots. Whoops. Oh, wow. 12 pilots. That's nuts. But considering 32 planes, hopefully he's lost a lot more than 12. 7 wounded, hopefully come back. We don't get any of these back. Um, by the way, one thing, look, I'm just kind of, this may be rhetorical. Um, if anybody wants to answer, they can. Missing in action and wounded in action, if they come back, does this number, the campaign, does this number drop? Like, if we get 2 of these wounded back, will that drop to 580? That kind of thing. Just curiosity of mine. And then let's take a look. Now, I think we saved a battleship with this Dutch raid here. Um, and he couldn't hit our Dutch ships. I think maybe they do have a cloaking device. All right. So we sank this with our cruiser, a Dutch cruiser, and it does have a little bit of troop and cargo capacity, but the biggest thing is it can sweep mines, and I don't like that. So that's his second one, at least second one in this area that we were able to sink. But we lost the Colhoun, and this is a nice ship actually. An APD with 180 troop capacity, but yeah, just got nabbed by a torpedo, even with all this available stuff to protect itself, spot the sub before it gets spotted. But I guess they don't work. It doesn't work all the time. What can I do? And then let's just see if we catch anything else. These subs are still sitting here. Of course, it could be a while before we see if they come back and disappear off this list. All right. Um, the more I think about it, I don't like that I lost these ships either, any of one of them. But now that it's been a few days in real life as well as in the game, I'm starting to think, okay, it's not the worst thing in the world. I just gave him 600 points essentially, but these were gonna. I mean, it's not like I could have had these through 45 bombarding everywhere. They were gonna be pulled out into the European theater or whatever. So it's fine. Other than the points and the possibility of using them couple more, two or three or four more missions. Other than that, the war goes on. He's lost some things too, and he's still fighting on. I need to just suck it up, make my mistakes, and make less of them moving forward. And in the meantime, just keep trying to inflict more losses on him than I take. Um, we are, working on that here with the Army lost points this last turn. I didn't look at what it was and what it went up, but actually I can get that in 1 second if you'll bear with me. So you may believe it if you've played this game before. The Japanese, I guess their lives, I don't know. Maybe it's because the people at home aren't as stressed about losses as the people at home for the Allies, but the people at home only thought it was worth 29 points. This went from 2510 to 2539. So for all those losses there in Burma, which was a lot in my opinion, that was 29 points. So just throwing that out there. But we're gonna carry on. Um, So I had a nice Christmas present with a victory there in Burma, and we'll see what the next few days. Maybe we'll have a Happy New Year too. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.